And for a more in-depth look at the Mubarak verdict, I'm joined now by Patricia DeGennaro. She's an adjunct professor at the Department of Politics at New York University. She's also a senior fellow at the World Policy Institute. Thank you so much and welcome back to our broadcast.
Pleasure to be here.
Let me ask you off the top, what was your reaction to the verdict today?
Well, again, I'm not very surprised about it. This particular administration is definitely different than the Mubarak administration, although they are from the military and they worked with Mubarak through his administration. So I think, they've had long-term relationships together. So I'm sure that there was a lot of that involved in the decision making.
So the judge issued a ruling saying that he didn't have the jurisdiction and that this was a penal charge primarily. What was your reaction to this, and why were the charges even leveled in the first place?
My reaction, first and foremost, is basically for the people that are on the ground, and everyone in the Middle East right now seems to be caught in tyranny and Islam, some kind of fundamentalism, either religious fundamentalism, not necessarily even Islam, but. So, I mean, my first reaction was these poor people, they really want some say and some democracy and some movement in their life and some movement towards progress, jobs, being able to feed their kids. And this is an ongoing process, and it's really a shame that no one is being accountable, and the international community really can't put any pressure on them to do anything differently.
Almost 900 people died that day. That's just amazing. Interesting that there were supporters of Mubarak when the decision was made, but now you see the protests, I mean, far outnumber that. Is the Mubarak era dead or still alive?
I think it's still alive with, Sisi in power right now. Again, they were all part of the, same elite power during the Mubarak administration. So it's not gone away, it's kind of continued. The people are definitely going to see them as more as a part or a continuation of Mubarak at this point and after this happened. But it's a pretty intense situation again, because you still have the same dynamics going on inside the population where they want the freedom and the change in the government, and they're not going to be able to get it under these circumstances. These guys have put everyone in jail. I mean, the incarceration numbers are huge from activists to journalists and on.
There has been some movement since this happened. They were part of the Arab Spring uprising. There has been some movement in Egypt. Are they? How would you judge where they are today compared to when Mubarak was in? I mean, it's a blow today to many that he was not convicted.
Well, yes. I mean, it's probably not too much different. The problem now is that you have a country where people have created basically a revolution, so a lot of chaos and a lot of unrest, and so you have that situation that this particular government is dealing with which Mubarak did not have that type of unrest, but you still had incarcerations under his watch. There was torture, a lot of people imprisoned for speaking out against the government, and the same thing is pretty much happening now.
Interesting. Tunisia made a lot of progress, as we were talking the last time you were here, but Egypt is certainly still in turmoil. Thank you so much, Patricia DeGennaro. We really appreciate your time.